1. Boston's rat crisis, disease spread, and city council hearing explained. 2. Boston rat crisis, shocking daylight video sparks citywide alarm. 1. Boston's rat crisis, disease spread, and city council hearing explained. Boston is facing a rat crisis that has citizens in an uproar, prompting the city council to schedule a crucial hearing. Neighborhoods across the city are grappling with this escalating issue, which has taken a dangerous turn. Researchers have discovered that Boston's rats are carriers of leptospirosis, a disease typically found in tropical areas, adding a new layer of urgency to the problem. Residents are increasingly vocal about the burgeoning rat population and the potential spread of bacterial diseases. In response, city officials are reevaluating their pest control strategies. While rats have long been a nuisance in Boston, the situation has worsened over the past 5 years, exacerbated by the pandemic. Mayor Michelle Wu introduced a comprehensive initiative last year aimed at coordinating city departments to drastically reduce the rat population. However, some city council members argue that these efforts fall short, advocating for a dedicated rat czar and a specialized pest control office. The revelation that Boston's rats are spreading leptospirosis has heightened concerns. This disease, transmitted through the urine of infected animals, can cause a range of severe symptoms. Tufts University researchers released a study earlier this year confirming the presence of leptospirosis in Boston's rat population, a finding that has alarmed many. Councillor Ed Flynn, a frequent advocate for improved pest control, introduced a hearing order last week emphasizing the public health risks posed by rats. He highlighted the growing concerns expressed by his constituents. Councillor Aaron Murphy echoed these sentiments, stressing the threat leptospirosis poses to vulnerable populations and urging a reevaluation of the Boston Rodent Action Plan. Currently, pest control in Boston is managed by a collaboration between the Inspectional Services Department, the Public Works Department, and the Boston Water and Sewer Commission. Despite calls for a dedicated rat czar, the Wu administration has been hesitant to establish such a role. A spokesperson for the administration assured that an all-of-government approach is being taken to tackle the issue, with various innovative measures being deployed this summer. Mayor Wu also addressed the rat problem in a recent Instagram video, outlining the city's efforts to control the population. The city council widely supported the hearing order, eager to hear from the administration and experts on potential improvements. Residents continue to plead for help, with over 1,600 open reports of rodent activity in Boston's 311 database. Heart-wrenching stories abound, from elderly residents encountering rats daily to increased sightings near overflowing dumpsters, exacerbated by a sanitation worker strike. One South Boston resident described managing rats as a second job, criticizing the city's inadequate response. Flynn conducted a walkthrough of South Boston to better understand the extent of the problem. As the city grapples with this issue, the question remains, is Boston doing enough to combat its rat crisis? What do you think? Should a dedicated rat czar be appointed, or are current measures sufficient? Share your thoughts in the comments. 2. Boston rat crisis. Shocking daylight video sparks citywide alarm. Boston's rodent crisis reaches boiling point. Is a rat czar the answer? Imagine walking out of your front door, only to be greeted by a swarm of rats scurrying about in broad daylight. For residents of Boston's South End, this is the stark reality. A shocking new video, captured by Boston 25 News, exposes the rampant rodent infestation plaguing the city, sparking renewed demands for a dedicated rat czar to tackle the issue head-on. The alarming footage asterisk. The disturbing video shows rats crawling near doorways, scuttling under cars, and rummaging through garbage bags in the South End. In some cases, these unwelcome critters were even spotted attempting to climb into vehicles from underneath. This is not just a nuisance, It's a serious health concern. As District 2 Boston City Councilor Ed Flynn emphasizes, I've received emails and calls from residents about rats in their house, literally on the crib where the baby is at. If that's not a priority, I don't know what is. A growing epidemic asterisk. Councilor Flynn reports a significant increase in 311 calls regarding rodents, with rodent complaints currently topping the list of citywide grievances. This surge in rat activity is not confined to nighttime hours, as evidenced by the daylight sightings. "It's just disgusting," exclaimed South End resident Wendy Ham, echoing the frustration of many. "They're out all the time. It's not just at night." Ham's neighborhood, near Montgomery Street behind the McKinley School, has been particularly hard hit, with residents describing the situation as a feast for the rodents. But here's where it gets controversial. While some point to the lack of garbage bins in neighborhoods like the South End as a contributing factor, others argue this is only part of the problem. They say if you see them in the daylight, it is a problem, and we are seeing them in the daylight, notes South End resident Edward LeMay. "The rats aren't taking the bait in my yard because they're using it as a highway." This raises questions about the effectiveness of current mitigation strategies. The city's response asterisk. In response to the crisis, the city has deployed over 250 sensors to track rodent activity, identify hot spots, and assess the impact of mitigation efforts. Neighborhood-specific interventions are underway, including sewer traps in the Back Bay and North End, and surface traps in Chinatown alleys. According to the city, the Inspectional Services Department, ISD, has conducted over 1,431 site cleanliness inspections and addressed more than 2,639 rodent-related complaints in the past year. A city spokesperson assures, the city is continuing to take an all-of-government approach to reduce the rat population and keep our neighborhoods safe and clean. And this is the part most people miss. A recent Tufts University study revealed that Boston's rats are spreading leptospirosis, a potentially deadly disease. This alarming finding underscores the urgency of the situation, begging the question, is the appointment of a rat czar the radical solution Boston needs to combat its rodent crisis, or are there more effective, less drastic measures that could yield better results? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Asterisk. Stay informed asterisk. This is a developing story. Check back for updates as more information becomes available. Download the free Boston 25 News app for breaking news alerts, and follow us on Facebook and Twitter for the latest updates. Watch Boston 25 News now for continuous coverage.